Thank you, Ma'am Jo. Hi, I am Trimble pre-sales consultant at VTS, and I'm here today to talk to you about how you can increase your productivity while working remotely without worrying about a delay. While it can be more challenging to be proactive and feel connected with others in a remote setup, it's still possible to keep engaged even if you have virtual teams. Traditionally, the office was conceived to be a place where proximity to others would promote productivity through in-person collaboration and communication. But today's uncertain situation, due to the effect of pandemic, every business or every one of us rather must learn to adapt to the new normal way of working. And the question is, what can you do to ensure that your productivity will not be affected even working remotely? To address this issue, let's see what we've got here that can help you be safe and effective while working remotely. First on our list is the new Tekla Structures offering to help disrupted projects start again and be able to position in this new normal. But to get you familiar with Tekla Structures, allow me to define it first. Tekla Structures is the most advanced structural building information modeling software that lets you create, combine, manage, and share multi-material 3D models packed with valuable construction information. You can use Tekla Structures throughout the project, from buildings and infrastructure, conceptual planning to publication. So let's hear it from Dave of Trimble how powerful Tekla Structure is.
Hi, my name is Dave Hitteman, the Applications Specialist for the Steel segment here at Trimble, and today I want to talk to you about the power of the Tekla Structures 3D model. There's a reason why Tekla Structures is the software of choice for the detailing, fabrication, and erection of the largest, most complex, and iconic structures across the world for over 20 years. Unlike other applications that are either built on technology that was never meant for 3D modeling, or that require constant processing to see the results of the latest changes, Tekla Structures was built from the ground up as a 3D modeling solution for structures of all types. From skyscrapers and stadiums to offshore skids and single stair runs, Tekla is completely scalable to the needs of your business, so you never have to ask, can our software do that? The stability and the versatility of Tekla Structures allows you to take advantage of the most powerful hardware available today, but also the flexibility to be more mobile if you want to work on something like a laptop or even a tablet PC. When working in Tekla Structures, you're working in a model that is always a one-to-one, up-to-date representation of the real-world results that you're going to get with the final fabricated and erected parts. Connection components automatically update to match member size or geometry changes, with hundreds available in the default catalog and even more for download from the Tekla warehouse. From simple framing conditions like this one, to spiral stair and complex folded plate, there are all kinds of parametric tools available to make your modeling more efficient. If you need to, multiple views can be created quickly from objects, assemblies, or connections, so you can clearly see what you're working on from all angles. With the manual modeling tools available, you can virtually fabricate by cutting, welding, and bolting parts to create exactly what the shop is going to be building. You can cut holes and copes, round corners, or add bevels. I like to call it a what you see is what you get workspace, or a phrase we've been known to use for years is, if it fits in the model, it'll fit in the field. Using Tekla Structures, every part, bolt, nut, and weld can be visualized in the model workspace. Modeling in 2D or 3D is possible to clearly see where parts are going to be placed. Using tools like the contextual toolbar and direct modification, the rotation, position, or length of parts can be adjusted on the fly. When attaching parts to one another, you again perform the same actions that are going to be completed in the shop. You want to model how you fabricate. You can accurately place things like stitched and staggered welds, and with tools like the polygon weld command, you can even accurately set your start and stop locations to control the weld length. Of course, this information translates downstream to all fabrication files, your drawings, your NC data including scribing, or API links with automated fabrication equipment like robotic welders. With the bolt tool, we can add bolts, holes, studs, screws, and other fasteners at specific locations and spacings. You can specify slotted, oversized, or standard holes in different layers of material. Again, what you see is what you get. Quick access hotkeys allow you to change transparency settings on the fly to help you see exactly what you want to see, how you want to see it. If desired, objects can be easily hidden for clarity when you need to focus your attention on something else. Each model view has its own customizable properties, so you can mix it up and see different levels of information at the same time. The model workspace in Tekla Structures also allows you to leverage the latest in field technologies, creating things like layout points to set precise locations of objects to or from the field, or importing things like point clouds to verify existing site conditions. We help you connect the physical and the digital world. Here at Trimble, we are transforming the way the world works. Make sure you're using the right software to make that happen. To learn more about Tekla Structures and what a truly constructible 3D model can do for your business, contact us at www.tekla.com.
So I just want to add something to what Dave had shared to us. Let us take a look at this building information modeling pyramid, which best describes the benefits of using Tekla Structures as your powerful tool. Here you can see that we have the physical model authors, wherein various physical models are created by each trade. These models can be easily published and used for coordination and communication with common formats such as the IFC. But building information modeling is much more than just the physical models. Next is we have the process model authors, wherein process authors use the model and add information for specific needs. For example, sequencing and scheduling of erection, planning and management of production and delivery. These can and often are done in other systems, but here, the schedule and status information can be brought back to the model, enabling tracking and management. And that gives us to the largest group, which is the last part of this building information modeling pyramid, the information users. The information users, anyone who uses output from the building information model or process. Or let's say, everyone from the owner who may view the project status to billing system, job site managers, even the workshop production floor. So drawings, reports, even weekly schedules printed and posted on a wall are all outputs from building information modeling. And the important thing to note here is that engineers and detailers create and author the physical models, which are key as the source for all further process activities and information users downstream. The model is the source of so much information, modeled by a few, planned and status by more, used by many. And the detailer's work adds immense value to this building information modeling. That and more makes Tekla Structures different but better. And going back to our first agenda on our list, the new Tekla Structures subscription can really help you deliver unparalleled productivity and a great help to restart disrupted projects and stay connected to this new normal. So now let's talk about the new Tekla Structure subscription benefits. The first in our list is that first, you get services as well as product with one subscription. When we say services, we have a huge range of valuable services. We've got the customer care program, customer support service, Tekla user assistance, discussion forum, warehouses, and downloads. And next is that Since Tekla is made more affordable, you can get the premium solution with a lower upfront investment. And with Tekla Structures new subscription, it has a simplified set of configuration which provide the perfect match for your project needs or project requirements. And the new Tekla Structure subscription offering contains everything that you need to work more effectively, which is not limited by structural material. In this way, you can explore the new business opportunities with this solution. And the new online licensing allows you to access your license usage data and manage subscription renewals in just one place. And the last thing is that you can balance your license based flexibility and according to changing business needs. Aside from wanting us to help you stay ahead and be productive, we also want to make sure you are safe working at the comfort of your home or anywhere else. The next three consecutive agendas we put in here are interrelated to each other. So let us discuss the next one. We know the challenge of shifting from office setup to a remote work setup. So what we've got here is a building information modeling collaboration that will keep you safe and practical as if you as a team are working in the same office but actually working virtually. And this building information collaboration tool is called Tekla Model Sharing. So let's first show you an overview of the Tekla Model Sharing.
Waiting for others to save their progress can be a real time consumer. As projects are becoming ever more complex, processes need to be fast, fluent, and flexible. If you are still working with a centralized master model, you really should consider upping your game. With new Tekla Model Sharing, you can work independently of others. No more resource-heavy master models, no more waiting for others to save their work. You can finally work at your own pace, independently of others. No need to wait for everyone else to log off and clock out. No more late nights at the office. With Tekla Model Sharing, there's even no need to stay in the office. Tekla Model Sharing is the next generation system, allowing you to work anytime and anywhere. Work on the road, on site, offline, anytime and anywhere in the world. New innovative techniques ensure that you are free to work as you like and wherever you like, on your own computer. You don't need to save the whole project. Just send your edits. Information is always safe for all. With Model Sharing's patented features, it's easy to scale up and expand the project from small to big and from big to massive. Anything you need, fast, safe, and easy. There are no limitations to the team or project size. You can freely expand to the best professionals and contractors anywhere in the world. Tekla Model Sharing is the next generation tool that saves you time and money.
With Tekla Model Sharing, we want to help you build a better and connected teams regardless of the time and location. And we want you to utilize and enjoy the following benefits. The first is it brings people together from any location with ease. So teams can work on the same model at the same time, but their work never collides. And the next thing is that what makes it fast and easy is that Tekla Model Sharing does not share the full model, but just the changes that have been made to your model. And it's so easy to start and just requires a minimal work from your IT. And as part of this industry, it is also our goal to help you increase your productivity with a truly innovative building information modeling collaboration. For those who are not quite familiar with Tekla Structures, this is needed to run Tekla Model Sharing, but of course, other than Tekla Structures, we won't need additional hardware or software. So that's it. I'm giving the floor again to Dave to give us a better understanding of how Tekla Model Sharing works.
Hi everybody and welcome to this video. My name is Dave Hideman, the Application Specialist for the Steel segment here at Trimble. And today I want to make a quick overview video for a solution to having remote employees, or if you have employees in different offices, or maybe a subcontractor who works outside the office, and everybody needs to be working on the same project. So first I want to give just an overview of what is Tekla Model Sharing. And really what it is it's a solution that addresses limitations with the current multi-user software you may be using, which is great for when everybody is in the same office. However, there are some issues with that once you get outside the office. You do need to maintain a constant network connection in order to use multi-user, so that requires something like a VPN, and unfortunately the VPN is just not built to handle the amount of traffic and the speed of the data going back and forth that multi-user requires. So while in the office it's a great solution, once you start getting remote, you're going to run into some problems. So model sharing allows you to have every user involved in the same project, and it doesn't really matter where they're working. They could be in different offices, they could be off-site, and it solves this problem by allowing everyone to have a local copy of the model on their own computer, so they don't need to be connecting back to some server where it's being stored. Everybody's working locally. And it works by allowing them to simply push changes, so not sending the entire model back and forth, but only pushing changes to the cloud service, which then other people can link up to, download those changes, and upload their own, whether it's a modeler, in this case a drawing scrubber, a checker, or even sending data to a shop or someone like that. So like I said, we just want to give you a brief overview of how this works, so let's just go ahead and jump into it. So we wanted to create a quick overview of how this process actually works so that you can get an idea of how you can get started as well. We're going to start in this example with a multi-user model. Now, if you're in a single user model, you're already ready to go. There's nothing that you have to change. But if you are in a multi-user model, the first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to convert that project to a single user model before it can be shared. Because remember, each person is working on their own local copy of the project. So I'm going to convert this to a single user model. And once that process is complete, we can begin sharing. So we can begin by going to the File menu, choosing Sharing, and then Start Sharing. This is going to open the Start Sharing dialog box where we can start to invite new users to this project. So I'm going to start by adding Lee Snyder, our Steel Product Manager, to this project. And when you define a user based on their email address, you can also choose their role or their access privileges to the model. So an editor is going to be anybody who wants to model, create drawings, and do all the basic work in a project. The owner has all of the same privileges, but then can also remove the project from the service. Then you have viewer and project viewer. Viewer is for someone who just literally needs to view but not actually make any changes in the model, so they will not be able to upload any changes at all. And then a project viewer is somebody who's going to be able to make changes to things like UDAs. So this is going to be very similar to a project viewer license type. The neat thing about this is it doesn't matter what license type that person has, they only have project viewer access to this model. So I'm going to make Lee an editor, and I'm going to add him to the project. You can continue to add additional email addresses if you wish. I'm going to also send him an email notification and kind of let him know what I need him to do. So I'm going to say, please add anchor bolts and create A/B plan for this project, because I have other work I need to be doing, but I also need to get out that anchor bolt plan for approval. So then I'll go ahead and click Start. And not only will it connect to the service, but it's going to do the initial push of this data up to the Tekla Model Sharing cloud. So now Lee is also added to this project. I can go ahead and I can close that, and then I can continue working. And that is a critical thing to note about Tekla Model Sharing. While Lee is doing his work, I can continue doing mine. There is nothing that's going to stop me from coming in here and adding additional framing, or in this case, what I'm going to add next is some stairs. So I am not locked out of the changes while other people are working in this model.
Hello everybody, this is Lee Snyder, and I want to show you what it looks like once you've been invited to participate in a model sharing project. So this is the email that I received after Dave added me. You can see here that his specific message is down here at the bottom saying please add anchor bolts and create an anchor bolt plan. And then up towards the top of the email, it'll tell you the name of the model. So this is the model sharing review, the version of Tekla Structures that he's using, what environment, and my role. And then specific information about how to load in or to access the model sharing project. So what I'll do is just jump over to Tekla. If I go up here to the top, you can see that there's a shared models section, and I'll click on continue, and that will allow me to join the model sharing service. And this will go through and it will load for me all of the projects that I'm invited to participate in. So that first one there at the top says model sharing review. That's the one I'm invited to. Again, I can see my role and who it's from. And I'll just go ahead and click on join. And then what this will do is it will download that information from the model sharing service and then store that local model on my machine so that I can work on it just like I normally would. And then I'll be able to share out my changes as I add information to the model. So I'll just go ahead and let this download here for a minute. Once that's complete, then I can just come in here and open up my 3D view and begin working on the project. So I'll just double click on 3D here. That'll open up my view. And then of course I can spin this around and just begin working on it like I would any other project. I'll come over here to my applications and components catalog and open up my base plate command, and I'll just grab the columns here, click my bottom of base plate, and those components will be inserted. Of course I can load in different settings and all that stuff as you normally would. So now that I have those added, I can come up here and also run a numbering. So I'll just come to numbering settings, and then I'll just load in our setting number 2 before creating drawings since I haven't created any drawings yet. And then I'll just perform the numbering, making sure my anchor bolts and columns get their numbers before I generate my anchor bolt plan. And then I'll come and open up my plan at elevation 0. This is the view that I want to create my anchor bolt plan from. So I'll right click and choose create general arrangement drawing. And then I can load in my settings that I want to use. So these plan with details, click OK. And then I'll just go ahead and click on create. Just the normal process for generating a drawing. So I'll go ahead and let that produce the drawing. And then once it's open, I can go in, add my dimensions, add any notes, cloud things, rearrange things however I want them. If I want to move the details to a different location, of course, I can do all of that. So just the normal scrubbing process that you would do on any drawing. So I'll finish arranging these details and then I'll have a look at the drawing before I save it, make sure that I see all of my detail callouts and that everything looks okay. And then I can come up here and just save the drawing. And just a reminder, as we're saving this, all this is being stored on our local machine, and I can continue working, saving the model here on my local machine. When I'm ready to write out or to share my changes, I can just click that button, and then I can type in a comment if I want and just let Dave or whoever else I'm working on the project know that I've added the anchor bolts and the general arrangement plan. If you want to include a code, you can do that as well. I'll just call this AB plan. And then when I click save, what this will do is it will create a packet and then share that data to everybody else on my model sharing project. So just the changes, the components that I've added, the numbering settings, the general arrangement drawing, and then on their side, they'll be able to see all of that information when they do a read in, and we'll show you what that looks like.
So while Lee is working on the anchor bolts and the anchor bolt plan that I asked him to do because I had to get this stair finished, I'm just going to go ahead and add a few more details here. And like I had mentioned, I am not restricted in any way from working on stuff in this model or creating drawings or creating connections or anything like that. The only thing that I would recommend is to make sure that you coordinate so that you're not working on the same thing at the same time, because that can create certain types of conflicts. Now, Tekla Model Sharing, of course, can handle those conflicts for you, but it's a lot easier to just communicate from the get-go, and that way you avoid any issues in the first place. So before I wanted to send this information up to the cloud and I want to get his information, I just want to cover a couple of things. So first off, I can save anytime I want. That's the benefit of working in my own local model. I don't have to be connected to the internet. I don't have to have anything to do with sharing right now. I'm simply saving, working in my local model. Now, if I wanted to, and I wasn't paying attention, and I wanted to just push my changes up to the cloud, one of the things I do want you to be aware of is that I cannot push changes until I first download Lee's changes from the sharing service. So you can see right now I just got an error message there saying write out is not allowed because the model is not up to date. So that is worth noting. If you do accidentally hit export or if you're not paying attention, you're not going to screw anything up. A model sharing will handle that issue for you and prompt you to do a write out first. Now, if you also notice up here, you can see that it is letting me know that there are some packets available. So the longer you go without a read-in, this number will continue to increase. Right now, there's only one packet that's available for download. But that may say 3, that could say 5, that could say 10. It all depends on how long it's been and how many shares have been done between the last time I did a read-in and this current time. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and click the read-in button. And at this point, the Tekla model will connect to the sharing service, and it's going to process any packets that it's finding up there. And then it's going to add that data to the model, and it's also going to give me this kind of a list of the changes that have happened in this model since I did my export. So as you can see here, all of these columns have been modified. It's lighting them up in yellow, letting me know who changed them, the date that was done. In this case, I can clearly see what was changed, but if I keep scrolling, you can see that there's cuts and bolts and added material, fittings, and base plate components, all kinds of stuff technically being added here. If I go to the Drawings tab, you can see that there is a new drawing that's been created, this AB1, again, created by Lee Snyder. So again, just kind of giving me a heads up as to what has happened with this read-in. So if I close this, we can see now that the model has been updated with those changes. So I have the anchor bolts that have been created by Lee. If I wanted to review the drawing, I can go ahead to the Drawings and Reports. And there we can see the drawing that Lee created. I can go ahead and double click on it, and we basically see everything that he's done, any edits that he's created. It's a full access to the Tekla drawing as if I had created it. So let me go ahead and close and go back to the model. And as we can see, I'm now allowed to go ahead and do a write-out of my own. So I'm going to do a fresh write-out. In this case, I'm going to add a comment saying that the stair system added, and then click Save. And now my packets, my changes will be pushed out to the Tekla Model Sharing Cloud. And then, in this time period, I can now continue working, Lee can continue working, and he's not going to get those packets until he actually does a read-in. He's not going to get stopped from work or anything like that until he's ready to do that read-in and get those latest changes.
In the top left-hand corner, I can see that there's one new packet for me to read in, so I'll click that to read in the data. It will then insert those changes, whatever information has been shared in my model, and then I'll be able to review that in the changes list. So once that's loaded in here, I can look at the changes list. I see the physical objects and the model folder files. I can see the stuff that's been modified in yellow, and then all of the new stuff for the stair has been added in green. If I want to view that in further detail in the model, I can use these options at the bottom to select objects in the model as I highlight them in the changes list. And I can also zoom to them, so I can click on these columns. These are where connections have been added for the stair tying into those columns. And then if I want, I can scroll through the list and view all of the additional information that's been added. And then over here on the new model files, I can see that additional things have been added. So the bolt catalog, for example, some changes to the component catalog, and then changes to the grid settings in the document manager. So it gives me a great list of all the stuff that's new, modified, or deleted. And then once I'm done reviewing those changes, I can close that and then just begin interacting with the model like I typically would. So if I want to check out one of these connections to the column, I can do that. But now I have the latest state of the model that I can continue working with.
So if you think Tekla Model Sharing is a great fit for your company or for a project, the great news is that there is a free trial available. All you have to do is go to our website, this tekla.com Products Tekla Model Sharing. You can also just go and do an internet search for Tekla Model Sharing, and this will be the first hit for you. On this page, you can see it gives you some information about Tekla Model Sharing. And then there's this button to start a free trial now. And as you can see, it will include 10 model sharing licenses for 3 months. So this is a great way to, just kind of kick the tires and figure out how this is going to work best for you. When you click to start the free trial, it is going to give you a little bit of information about what's required. You do have to be an admin on your online Tekla account. If you don't know who that is at your company, you can reach out to your local support and we can definitely find out for you. But when you go to the Tekla account using the Tekla Online Admin tool, you're going to see something like this. So this is just a sample of one of our customer pages. You have a list of employees and then separate columns for each of the different levels of access that you want to control. The first one is who has admin privileges, who can actually make changes here. The second one is who has access to other Tekla web services like the forum or the download page. And then who has access to Tekla Model Sharing. And as you can see, you can simply check or uncheck to give or take away access. Now during the trial you can do up to 10 people, and afterwards if you do purchase, then obviously you can have it for as many licenses as you actually purchase. It is worth noting that if you do uncheck and check, you change license access, it does take several hours for it to actually transfer from one person to another, so it's not something you can just switch on the fly. Also, if you're moving from one computer to another computer, that can be a delay. So make sure that you have a model sharing license set aside for each person on each computer that they're going to be doing this on. Now you can also share these licenses with people outside your organization. You can go to the External License Users tab, and this is going to enable outside people to also take part in your model sharing if that's something that you want to do. So it's not just for people inside of your company or organization. The last thing that I want to show you is there's also a Tekla Model Sharing Management Console. So this is just great if you're curious about what's being used, who's using it, what models have been done. When you come to this page on manage.teklamodelsharing.com, you can see that there's a models link up here, and if you click on that link, it'll bring up a list of all of the models that are currently being shared using your licenses. So here you can see there's that model sharing review that Lee and I have been working on. The date it was created and then what Tekla version. You can click on the users link here and you can see how many users are in the project along with their current role. If I go back, we can also see how many uploads there have been and what types. So here we have a baseline model, the initial upload, and then incremental uploads beyond that. And obviously this is just super simple because we've just done this quick little video. But this is just a great way to see what's going on, do a little bit of management of the models in the sharing service and the people using it. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions about Tekla Model Sharing, be sure to reach out to your local help desk. They can obviously get you set up and answer any management questions for you that you may have. And thank you for watching.
Besides Tekla Model Sharing as our building information modeling collaboration tool, we need not just the engineering and structural team to be connected, but all the other discipline and stakeholders. In working remotely, it will be much better if we can bring the people, the technology, and the information together in a mission to achieve a constructible process. So what we need is an open collaboration tool that connects you, the right people, to the right data at the right time, enabling informed decision-making and enhancing project efficiency. The tool which provides these benefits is the Trimble Connect.
There's a digital transformation underway, and a new way to work is leading it. It's called the constructible process, and it's optimizing the entire design, build, and operate lifecycle. Here's how. Trimble's constructible process focuses on 3 key areas. All phases and trades are connected. Models and workflows are content-enabled, and constructible models drive smarter workflows. The first C, connected, is collaboration at its core. It allows information to flow back and forth freely for successful, on-time project completion. Cutting-edge technology enables connectivity across all project phases, platforms, and devices, allowing users to view, share, and access information from anywhere in real time. Picture this. Structural steel member sizes might need to change during the design or pre-construction process. As a result, many quantities, drawings, or CNC files would be affected. With connected workflows, changes happen automatically, so you can update material orders and keep building for on-time delivery. The constructible process goes beyond BIM by building with constructible data. This data can be used for everything from layout with robotic total stations to holographic information in a mixed reality hard hat. What you see is what you build. No more misinterpretation. Whether it's the delivery of material to a job or the number of crew on site, field and office productivity are taken to the next level. Truly connected teams have the freedom to choose whichever platforms they prefer to get the job done, and it all comes together seamlessly. Whatever you can imagine, you can build. Trimble.
With Trimble Connect, everyone involved in a project can see the big picture, right down to the tiniest detail. It can improve your workflows by providing coordinated construction information for everyone across the project lifecycle. And talking about its capabilities, in terms of the design, it can help you keep project on time and on budget by connecting the design and construction process. In terms of data, it provides a single source of truth, enabling you to eliminate rework and costly supply chain issues by storing, organizing, and sharing your data in a secured cloud-based solution. And also, Trimble Connect is a cloud-based tool that provides users with the benefits of collaboration and the confidence that their data is secure. It is being powered by Amazon Web Services, the global leader in cloud infrastructure. By allowing everyone on the project to access, share, view, and review and comment on data-rich building models in real time, you can accelerate the building information modeling management process and eliminate many of the tedious tasks and time-consuming coordination that often lead to schedule delays. In every project, we aim to prevent mistakes to save more time, and it is cost-effective than correcting them. And Trimble Connect can help you improve your quality management by making project information transparent, traceable, and accessible to the entire project team, enabling you to deliver quality work on time and on budget. And since Trimble Connect is an open API application, it enables data flow from a variety of Trimble products as well as third-party applications. This allows stakeholders across the project lifecycle to access the data and applications that they need to get the job done. So all in all, capabilities of Trimble Connect will lead you in achieving a constructible process. Summarizing what we have shared with you today that can help you increase your productivity to adapt to the new normal. So to help you restart that disrupted project, we have a new Tekla Structures which is different but better. And to help you work safe, practical, and be able to build a better and connected teams regardless of the time and location with an increased productivity, we have introduced a truly innovative building information modeling collaboration, and that is the Tekla Model Sharing. And finally, to help you bring people, the technology, and the information together to achieve a constructible process, we had an overview of the Trimble Connect. If you would like to know more about the three tools we had shared with you today, the Tekla Structures, the Tekla Model Sharing, and the Trimble Connect, you can reach out to us after this webinar. And let me take this opportunity also to introduce to you some other Trimble products that can help you bring your business to the next level. We have Tekla Power Fab for fabrication management, which uses the Tekla 3D model as the visual, accurate source of information throughout the fabrication process. We also have Tekla TEDS for members calculations, Tekla Structural Designer for the design and analysis requirements, Vico Office for an effective project management, and SketchUp for your architectural needs. I keep on talking about Trimble since the start of this webinar, but who is Trimble actually? Trimble Inc. is the provider of the most advanced BIM software in the market, which is the Tekla Structures and all other products that we have shared with you today. And Trimble is a technology company that provides solution for every phase of the construction industry, and they have this vision of transforming the way the world works. And Trimble's construction offering ranges from total stations to advanced software, giving the industry tools to transform planning, design, construction, and operation of buildings. But since Trimble is a global company, here in the Philippines, Vibrant Technology Solutions Inc. or VTS partnered with them to provide you the solution and the local technical support that you will need in the project. We have been the sole authorized reseller of Tekla Structures for over 20 years now. Now it's time to meet the team who's responsible for today's webinar. If you have challenges in your current process and looking for the best consultant to help you, Engineer Josephine Maris can be a great help to you, our Business Development Manager. And if you want to see more of what we have shared with you today, feel free to contact Mrs. Quijano so we can set a schedule, and I, Charm Balawing, will be happy to see you again to discuss your challenges and how we can possibly help you.